Hello. Hold on. Let me make sure everything is streaming. Okay. We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited that you are able to join us live today. I have with us an amazing, amazing guest today with us, and he's a friend, he's a colleague, he's an amazing, almost guide and a mentor to me as well. His name is Dr. Arvind Padmaraju, and he's a TEDx speaker, he's a global health and wealth coach, an internationally certified healer, and life transformation coach. 40 under 40 awardee, marathon runner, and an author of very two impactful books. I definitely encourage you to pick these books up because they are going to change your life. He's an awesome person. You're going to see and hear his stories. And his books are called Money, Hate or Love, and 7 Habits of Holistic Health. He's the visionary founder of HabFit and a super fit families movement. And after 22 years in high pressure IT leadership career in Dubai, Dr. Arvind made a courageous leap, walking away from his corporate career to heal himself and dedicate his life to healing others. And his deeply personal journey from childhood trauma, tragic loss of his first wife, and a massive financial collapse awakened him to the purpose he lives now and how he shows up to life feeling so fulfilled. And he is going to teach you some of that today. So stay tuned till the end. You don't want to miss a thing. Today, he leads a global mission to help working parents, entrepreneurs, and high achievers, ambitious person, especially if that is you. Definitely stay on and comment because we want to hear what you have to say. We always come back in the comments and get back to you. So I'm so excited that he's here to share his story. He's here to share his tidbits. He's here to share his journey and give you all the awesome value that you can use to change your life starting today. So stay tuned. Welcome, Dr. Arvind, and I'm so excited to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, Gunjani, and it's a pleasure to um, do this for you and being part of your podcast and being part of
Thank
your
you.
channel. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to see how this unfolds, and thank you for inviting me
Yes.
once again.
You are very
Yes,
welcome. Thank you.
thank you.
So, Dr. Arvind, talk to me about your life. Let's start way from the beginning.
Yeah,
For people that don't know you, tell me a little bit of your journey and where you started out. Where were you? And this podcast is called Limitless Living, by the way. So, I
okay.
want you
Wow.
to sort of, because your life is like that. So, you're the perfect,
Yes,
you live like this now, but this is not who you were
yes,
and where you came from. So, tell me way in the beginning what happened.
yes. So, as you told me, my name is Arvind. I actually born and brought up in a small village in India, a state called Andhra Pradesh. The village name is BP Rajpalli. It's I born and brought up from a small, very humble farmer background. My mom and dad are agriculturist, and that's how I started my journey. All my childhood, I had um, I have struggled with a lot of challenges with finances. As my dad, I could not able to study, but a kid with a lot of dreams. That's
Yes.
how I have started my journey. And I think from there, then I started. And the only focus for me was either if I study, if I get some good, decent job, and that's where I can start supporting my family. That's how my journey started. And my childhood has been one of the, I think, even though it was toughest, I think whatever I learned as a kid, the hardships, whatever I had, so that was made me who I am today. So I still remember throughout my childhood, I used to support my dad for agriculture. We used to had farm called Lily Flowers every single day morning.
Oh, wow.
2 hours my routine is to every day I used to go to the um, agriculture, and I used to plug that lily flowers and pack them and send them. This was my routine for almost, I think, from second standard to till 10th standard.
Wow.
I used to do every single day. So that
Wow.
made me so much of lessons because for me, from there, studied in Telugu medium. I don't even know how to speak English, and English was biggest trouble in my life because
Wow. I would have never guessed.
yeah. So so that's how I all started, and then I started. I had to take. my job at early age. Basically, I did 10th plus diploma. Then I wanted to study higher studies because of the financial conditions of my family.
Yes.
I could not able to do that, and then I had to start my career around the age of 17. And I started. I still remember my first salary of 400 rupees is my first salary. I worked for one whole month for 400.
Wow.
So, so, but I was so proud when I look back right now from there
Mm.
to now
Mm.
living in Dubai and settled down in Dubai and had very great successful IT career and having a seven-figure income
Mm.
while I was resigning and 22 years of IT job and could able
Wow.
to um, literally live that limitless life. And yeah, during this
Yes.
whole course of journey, I always had a lot of struggles and challenges. But one thing which I strongly believed is once I put my focus, once I have a clarity that what I want to do, I never give up. It doesn't matter how many times I fail, but I keep trying. But I can only because this is all this mindset that never giving up attitude. Whatever
Mm.
I gained, it all came from childhood. I think I'm so grateful for my dad for giving me. Uh, he taught me lessons which I can even cherish for the rest of my life. But it was in
Yeah.
a harder way, and also that created so much of as a inner child, so many things I was holding on. Later, I
Mm.
came to know, and even the
Mm.
challenges, whatever has happened in my life. So we will definitely walk through a couple of them
Absolutely.
during
I
this
definitely
journey.
want to know more
Yeah,
about that. Thank you
yeah,
for sharing
yeah.
that. Wow.
Yes,
So tell me, what made you leave your corporate career?
yes. So
Because if you already had seven figures and you were doing so good and all the things based on the journey, it would talk to me more about what that looked like.
yeah. So the one thing what I did in my IT career was I was growing, money was coming, and everything was happy. But internally, I was not satisfied with what I was doing because always I was in fearful that what if job goes down, if what if I
Mm.
lose the money, and there was no satisfaction. I will not say satisfaction as a overall because definitely my career is the one which gave the lifestyle what I'm living right now.
Mm.
It did
Mm.
give me so much of the opportunities where I can focus on outside, work on myself, and all of that. But
Mm.
during this whole process, I've gone through with my own struggles with my life. So I can tell you early stages of my career, uh, I had to clear a lot of debt. What my dad took for my education and my brother's education. My I think 5 to 6 years of my career has gone for paying the debts, and the
Mm.
next again I got married to my first wife. Then again the next debt started. Then I had to clear
Mm.
that. Then
Mm.
after that we were about to buy a new house. Then the new debt started, and then there is a biggest tragedy happened as I lost my wife, and then I went
So
into my
sorry.
different phases of
Yeah.
my life. And this
Yeah.
was a consistent struggle was there. And at one point of
Mm.
a time, I still remember, I think in 2000, I think 14 or 15, I read first time Bob Proctor, and I
Mm.
wrote down two goals. The one goal was I wanted to have that 8% body fat, and I wanted to earn a 1 lakh rupees, and I wanted to become completely free. I wrote
Yeah.
without even having, but I strongly trusted. But I
Yeah.
did not, over a period of a time when I was unfolding, I struggled with my health lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then the health was one of the biggest struggle because in this 17 to 20 years of my IT career, I've always had losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight multiple times. And then during this course of thing, I also had multiple other challenges where I lost multiple times the money, and where I
Mm.
went into a depression in 2017 where I
Mm.
lost a lot of money. In 2020,
Mm.
2021, that is what was the biggest, lowest moment of my life, where I lost almost like 1.5 CR with 1 crore of a debt without a job. I lost a
Mm.
job in
Mm.
the same month with a 3 months of a notice, and with a 1 crore of a debt, living in Dubai, no other income source. All these things put me into a deep overthinking. Even though I was very positive guy, I never thought I will go into a state of suicidal, no
Mm.
sleepless nights. That was a state
Mm.
I went into. But as I
Mm.
told you, my one big quality was never giving up. I was only
Mm-hmm.
holding on to something will change in me, something will shift in me. I was just holding on. And that's when I first started investing on myself or hiring a coach. And that's how my personality development journey started. During
Mm-hmm.
this course of a journey, even though I was started with helping some people with the health because I have transformed my health, but during the course of focusing on my health, I also found the importance of why people don't take action on health even though they know it is very important. I got to know the what is importance of your mindset, emotional state of your thing, and why should you are spiritually to be aligned when you really want to get something in your life. That is when also I saw with my own self that emotional turmoil what I gone through. I never thought I will ever, even though I had so much of bad memories of money, loan, repayment of loans, losing a wife, losing my first wife, all these situations, I never had this kind of a thing. But at that moment of 2021, that was really a wake up call for me. Even me being a coach, I was not able to focus on my health. My health was started deteriorating. That's when I understood that there's something missing. The problem is not anywhere else in myself. And I started investing, and I think from fast forwarding right now, I invested more than a crore rupee on my personality development, learning different modalities, understanding, going deeper, healing myself, healing every part of me where I was disowning myself, self-sabotaging, all these things. The more and more I started healing, and I also started sharing whatever is working for me. Then I started
Yes.
receiving a lot of messages from the people that, this particular message, whatever you shared today was mind blowing. It has transformed me. It has made me to realize. And some people who started saying that this message made me to help me to come out of my own suicidal thoughts. And that's when I started feeling that there is, I think, only one work in entire world along with the blessing, along with the money, you also get a blessings. That is what is a coaching. That is what helping someone. That is what being impactful in someone else's life. That is when I started feeling so much of fulfillment myself because I was able to create impact on someone, and that's how the whole thing is evolved. But initially, I started with the health, but I found health is a surface level problem, but actually root level problem is more to do with the mindset and the emotional state.
100%.
And
100%.
that's when I've just evolved. And then finally, I built myself for 1.5 year to 2 years. And then I got full confidence that yes, I could take this as a full time career. I think, yeah, fast forwarding as on today, I'm very happy to live the life in my own standards. And the best part is, I think it's a true blessing for me is 22 years, I never had experience of everyday living in impacting someone and people are sharing this one session. What you took is truly transformed. And I was able to fix my relationship where I was going into divorce, where I was into suicidal thoughts. Exactly in 1 week, I came out of that. So these messages give me a satisfaction, give me that purpose of my life. Then I've decided that entire life, at least one day, I need to impact one person selflessly, whether money comes or not, because that is what is my standard right now, that, selflessly
Right.
helping the people.
Right.
And
Right.
I think
Right.
when you give with that full heart,
Yeah.
and when you give whatever worked for you, I think the whole universe will be behind you to drive you whatever you want to achieve. So this is what has actually
100%.
happened in this journey. And
Oh,
finally,
so good.
with that, with that thing, and I've quit my full time job in December.
That's
Yeah, in
awesome.
October, August
Yes.
2024 was my last day with a 3 months of advance salary, and I truly enjoying every bit of moment right now. The best
I
part
love that
is
so much.
yeah, the best part is what I truly got is the freedom of emotions. I could literally be low with myself, be connect with myself, and I want to give this freedom to every single person because 90% of the problems what I have is all created by me, and I started blaming everyone else outside, and I
Right.
made my life miserable. Even though challenge happened once, problem happened once, but I made suffering to continue because of the way I reacted, the way I took my life, the way I reacted to all the challenges, life challenges, whatever happened. So now I
Right.
truly want to give that help every single person. that the real power, that unlimited, the limitless potential is within them. The some or other
100%.
way, because of the way we grown up, the way the our perceptions, people are hiding their own limitless potential. And I wanted to help
100%.
them to heal, help them to manifest whatever they wanted to get. During this journey, also, I came to know is life is not about just becoming successful in your career or having a
Mm,
good relationship, having a good health. You need to have all together as a balanced. So,
100%. 100%.
and during this time, I know that I learned in a harder way, and I want
Yeah.
to create in a simplistic way so that everyone gets a benefit out of that. So that's how my
100%.
career is started, and that's how
Wow,
I
that
became a
that you
coach.
brought us
Yeah.
full circle, 180 circle of how everything started and where you are now. I love
Yeah.
that so much. But I want to dig deeper into what you
Yeah.
said a little earlier, okay? Because this is like I love seeing you and I love seeing you flourishing because I've been in your world for a little bit and I
Yeah.
see and you've been such a big inspiration in my own life and
Yeah.
how I show up to life now. And I truly appreciate you sharing where you are now. But I don't
Yeah.
think, like, now I am, like, I personally have had some of these own issues myself in terms of health and wealth and all the things. And where I am now
Yeah.
is very different than, where I started. Like, I started my career in dietitian, like to become a dietitian, and then I'm like,
Mm.
this is too easy. And the
That's
reason I
so
started
easy.
was my mom used to do the same thing. She used to go to a
Mm.
dietitian, lose weight, come back, and then I became a counselor. I'm like, something is up with people's brains and behaviors and
Yeah.
mindset that
Yes.
happens. It's not the weight that is much deeper. So I want to double click
Yeah.
into two very important topics that I see
Yeah.
most of the people struggle with. And this channel is very big on meditation, mindset, and mindfulness
Yeah.
and manifestation. So I want to double click into what you said about health and wealth, right? But then
Yeah.
you also said stuff related to mindset and related to
Emotional.
how you overcame
Emotion.
it.
Yeah.
Emotions, emotional intelligence, right? Because emotional intelligence is a skill. We have to learn that.
Yeah.
It's not that,
Correct.
and we all didn't get access to it. We don't get taught
Yeah.
that. Like in
Exactly.
our culture, we don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about emotional
Yeah.
health. So where are we supposed to learn these skills?
100%.
You know,
Yes.
figure it out on your own till you are done failing. And one of the things that I've
Yes.
seen happen in people's lives over and over is like, yes, it starts with the money, yes, it starts with the relationship, but then eventually as humans we're designed that until it starts impacting our health, until we
Yeah.
experience all this pain and all these autoimmune conditions and all this heavy duty hardcore immunity related stuff,
Yeah.
then we are like, oh, now I need to start looking into this. And a lot of people these
Yeah.
days, because there is so much mind body mastery and all these holistic approaches to life, that people don't
Yeah.
always turn towards medication and stuff. So that is
Correct.
beautiful that you do all the work and help people and have seen results in your own life, and personally same thing. So I want to talk about that. Like when you were like, all of a sudden, I'm sure you one day you were not like, I have a debt. I have all this, grit and all these things, and I'm just going to persevere through all this. What are some of the emotional struggles that like you found yourself in? Because I feel like people will be able to relate to you when I know you mentioned some of it where you were like, I was overthinking, I was suicidal, I was going through all of this. Like, what made you say enough is enough? Like, where were you and what got you to that point?
Yeah. So
It could be either health or wealth, because again, we know that people's situation, challenges,
correct.
crises, opportunities, 10x are emotional patterns, right?
Correct.
So please talk to me about that.
Yes. I think the one biggest realization, I wanted to talk about two situations where I got the biggest
Please,
realization. The first
please.
one was with my health. So,
Yeah.
one point of a time in my health, I kept losing and I kept gaining the weight. And
Hmm.
finally, the only thing which I tried throughout every single time I fail is following a diet and exercise. These only the two things. But finally, what I understood is it is more to do with your behavior habits, it's more to do with your mindset. And
Yes.
then I started doing more research about how the human mind works and why should we take some actions very easily, because not by humans by nature, they are not habitual. They don't want to take action. They want to take action. But if you actually see every human,
Consistency.
they're already consistent in a lot of things, but not only in the health. Then I
Hmm.
identified that it's more to do with the conditioning, what happened, and what is the things,
Yes.
what they are actually, the failures, what they had in the past. and the belief system, whatever they built around the health, and also the
Yes.
habits. They are only focusing on a short term every single time. Even with my own life, I want to
Yeah.
lose 10 kgs. The moment I lose 10 kgs, I get a freedom of going back to old lifestyle, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So you will never
Yeah.
have
I've
that a
seen that
long term
over and over
mindset.
again. Yes.
Yeah, so you focus on a short term mentality of a result, and then the moment you achieve it, then you go back. This is the one thing. The third important thing is lack of a knowledge on nutrition and the healthy
Yes.
lifestyle. So these
Right.
are the three things I felt, and I said that okay, why can't I start teaching this? And I got my own transformation. I helped more than 500 plus people with a different backgrounds, different things. But even after doing focusing on all of that, and I also found during this whole research that people are gaining weight not just because of a diet and exercise, only two factors out of 57 different factors why people are getting obese. And it is more with your environment, the people you are associating with, the knowledge you have, the food availability, the physiology of your body, and
Body.
psychological
Yes.
aspect of your current state and what has been conditioned so far. So there are a lot of things. And
Yes.
once I started initially started focusing only on a mindset and behavioral habits, and then diet and exercise, and then sleep and other lifestyle elements. But over a
Right.
period of a time, what I thought, seeing a pattern with my own clients, is
Yes.
when they have everything going good, they
Yeah.
were very good as long as result is coming and everything. But
Right.
the moment they started seeing an impact on any of the life situations, like they have a bad relationship issues going on with their boss, with their family members, or something, because that time you are emotionally there's so much of pain
Impacted.
and regret impacted. So when you are emotionally impacted, your body doesn't allow you to take any action in your life.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
started self-sabotaging their health, and they're going back to this. This is the one condition. And
Yeah.
the second important thing, what used to happen is any problem with the financial loss happens, any kind of a things happens with their career or anything. That time they go to a survival state. When you are in a survival state, even though you know health is important, our focus goes to fixing that problem, and again it related to the emotions. Then that's when I found out is something a person need a holistic health. When you say holistic health, our body has a four elements: our mind, our body, our emotions, and our spirit. You can say soul,
Yes. Yes.
whatever the
Yes.
purpose of your life. If
Yeah.
these four are not aligned, if these four you're not
Yes.
conditioning every single day basis. And the second important thing is life events of four different elements of your life: your health, your relationships, your career, and money. All these
Yeah.
four has to be parallelly focused, and you need to
Right.
make sure that your emotional state is maintained, that emotional intelligence, the skill you have, and you know how to manage it. When you have this balance of all this, then you would be in a highest action taking mode. It is not that people
Yes.
don't want to take a
Take actions. Yes.
action on health. The
Yeah.
problem is
Yeah.
they are not in a position to take action because their emotions are taken over every part of their life, and they are
Yes.
not in a position because they are surrendered to their emotion. They don't know how to come out of that emotion. As you rightly said, that become a pattern in their life. When it becomes a
Yes.
pattern, the existing emotion becomes 10 times more significant in their life. So this is
Yes.
what I understood. Then finally what I felt is mindset alone doesn't help. Diet alone doesn't help. The nutrition alone doesn't help. The lifestyle alone doesn't help. They need a holistic success.
Yes.
Only the way where people can consistently maintain that for rest of their life. Otherwise, what
100%.
happens is lot of mental and emotional health issues is happening because they're only focusing on one area. They're not
One
focusing
area.
in all four areas.
Yes.
And energetically, if you see any situation or any problem or any solution what you have in the market, is if it is physical health, only works for the physical body, and mindset is not there. If you focus on mindset like meditation or yoga, it only focuses on, maybe it goes to your nerve system, calming down yourself, but it is missing again your emotions. If you do any kind of emotional work, then the physical body and mindset is missing. And after all having these three, on a soul level, you're dying every single day. You're not working on something which you're truly passionate about, your purpose oriented work. If that misses, again, it pulls down everything. That is when I understood that there's something a holistic practice is required, where you're nourishing your body every single day. where you're nourishing your mind every single day, where you're nourishing your emotions every single day, where you're nourishing your soul, connecting with your soul every single day. So if there is no routine has this, indirectly, this is the foundation of whatever you're creating in your health, relationships, career, and mind. Yes. So when person is only focusing on health, he's only focusing on a physical body. He's leaving the mindset, mental and emotional body. When a person goes to relationships, he's only focusing on emotional body, but he doesn't even know how to come out of the old past emotional patterns, whatever has happened. And
Because
we
there are
are
all these skills and
addressing,
knowledge that are missing.
yes, because previously I know meditation, I used to do meditation, I never used to connect with the meditation. The biggest problem for right now, even I felt, was I used to sit silently, but I don't know why I used to sit. Maybe for some time I used
Same.
to feel sometimes I feel a relief that okay, my mind is calming down, my things are calming down. The moment I come back, I go back to the
Go
same
back to
thinking
life.
pattern, emotion, all
This,
of that.
yes.
When I focused on this is what I call it as a four dimensions healing. I call it as, so I focus on every single healing session, whatever I do right now. Make sure that the body, mind, emotions, and soul is involved in every single
Connected.
activity, connected. When
100%.
they connect, they will see the relief. And the same way,
100%.
whenever you focus on your holistic success, not only health, you need to focus on
Yes,
relationships, career,
yes,
and money.
yes, yeah.
And more than anything, a foundation is the emotion aspect of it. So that is
Yes.
how I've converted into because this all things I learned with myself. Because
Same.
even though I have worked on multiple things, even today I have a days where I literally broke very badly. But earlier, I used to self sabotage why things are happening. I'm already practicing everything. Why these things are happening? Then I understood life can never be 100% perfect. Life will never be 100% positive. Life will never be all the time you success. Life will never be always good days. You will have both versions of yourself. You need a balance in
100%.
your life by accepting both the sides of you. So that is when
Absolutely.
I've started learning about every different modality of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Whatever, for example, from healing, I went into a life coaching, from neuro linguistic programming, then
Yeah.
into Kundalini and higher level quantum related healing, quantum
Yeah.
manifestation, all these
Yeah.
things after I
Yeah.
learning. What I found is you need four dimensions you need to focus on, and all the four areas of your life you need to focus on. So that is how my whole journey from becoming a health coach to a healer to a life transformation coach and all these things.
I love
I think
it.
there is one thing which I'm really grateful for is the moment I understood the power of investing in yourself, I never stepped up back. For example, if my heart and mind says that this skill is going to make me really a profound change, I never think about how much I invest. So that is what is the
Same.
biggest shift. And last two
Yeah.
years, I have in the 22 years of IT career, I hardly invested anything on myself. Maybe 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, maybe one yoga practice, or maybe going for one weekend retreat. But in last 2 years, I spent more than 1 crore rupees on myself, and I have a budget of keep on learning new things. Because my when you and also during this journey, one more thing, as you rightly said, as we start, the biggest problem with the people is lack of a skills. When you have a fulfilled of your life skills, you will never get lost in your life. Even if you
Absolutely.
lost, you will know exactly what life skill you need to use to come out of it.
Yes, 100%,
Yes.
100%. Like you said earlier, it's like we need knowledge, we need skills, and we need the emotional
Yeah.
intelligence to have it all
Yeah.
balanced, right? Otherwise, one without
Yes.
the other, it's like literally car going with four wheels instead of the same direction, they're
Yeah.
going four opposite directions, right?
For
And
opposite
we're not
direction.
living in alignment, and that feels
Yeah.
so much more forceful. That feels so much more harder. That feels so
Yes.
exhausting, and that feels very defeating because we are not going in the same direction. There's no flow, right?
Correct. 100%.
Something you said that I wanted to double click into, like, when you were like, earlier, you said something about like, I still have days where I fall apart, and likewise,
Yeah.
right? I think if we, like, one of my mentors said this to me one time. It's like, if we had everything happy, 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 it would just be
Yeah.
boring. Like challenges
Yeah.
come to teach us. Emotions are our teachers.
Exactly.
They are here to help us grow into more whole, more better, more
Yeah.
stronger, more loving, more compassionate version of ourselves, right? So it's not
Yes.
about how many times we fall, but how fast we're able to pick ourselves up through that,
Yeah.
right? Like there used to be times in my life where, because of trauma and severe depression, I would be stuck in stuff for decades, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god! According to all the neuroscience and affective neuroscience research, we know no emotion is supposed to be felt for more than 1 to 90 seconds, based on the researcher you
Yeah.
speak to. So it's like literally
Yeah.
telling us, keep your hand on the stove, you get burned. Oh, I learned never to do this again. But because we don't have this skill of emotional
Yeah.
healing and clearing out the past or learning how to get through it, we just keep our hand on the stove and suffer. Suffering is optional. I
Yeah.
always tell my clients that,
100%.
in my community, that pain, inevitable, we're going to have it. That's how
Yeah.
we grow, right? Or pleasure, we stay
Yeah.
ahead of the pain and we can grow that way. But it takes a while to get there. Where you're like, I'm
Yeah.
investing, I don't
Exactly.
need this pain anymore, I'm not going to wait
Yeah.
till I'm in pain to grow. Now I got the message. So you get to that point, but at some point you say, okay, I'm not going to leave my hand on the stove and expect to
Yeah.
not get burned. I know now, I have the tools, I have the techniques, I have the mindset, I know how to get up and keep going, right? So that
Yeah.
was really profound to me, that I think most of us just don't know that suffering is optional. It's just
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
think that is life, right? Because we don't have the
Yes.
life skills and we don't have the
100%.
tools. Yeah.
Yes.
And the other thing you said that was that I wanted to talk about was, so I know you are, I'm a manifestation coach and you are very big on manifesting and stuff. What does
Yeah.
manifesting mean to you? Because I know that there is so much like myth around manifestation and, all the things. And I know you're very scientific and you do all
Yeah.
this research and stuff. So I really want to break people's conceptions of manifesting, what it means. Like everything that you talked about is manifestation, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want you to just bring it home for me.
Yes. So I think manifestation is a science. People thinks that it is a pseudo work, and because they don't know anything. If I don't know
Right.
anything, that means I don't know anything.
Right.
So manifestation is a law of attraction. If you see actually a law of attraction, so which
Yeah.
is a law. In this whole world, everything is a law. For example, law of gravity. If I throw this,
Right.
it always goes down. I can't
Yeah.
debate with it. I can't say
Right.
why it is going down because it's a law of gravity. The same way, law of
Right.
attraction also has a rule that
Right.
when you vibrate, everything in this universe is energy. When you vibrate with certain kind of a frequency, you will attract the same frequency in your life.
Right.
Yes, right.
Yes.
So in this process, there are two ways of doing it. The
Yeah.
right now, whatever is happening in your life is everything based on your own vibration, your own frequency, whatever you're vibrating with. Either good is happening, either bad is happening, either people are coming and hurting you, giving you different experience. Everything is your own attraction. So it is simpler. If people doesn't believe it, then how we are able to communicate? By the way, but
Right.
we both are connecting in a Zoom. What is exactly
Right.
exchanged between us? My voice is going through the Zoom, through the internet, going to the satellite, and from there coming and showing you. It's exactly the energy is what you're able to
Right.
hear because it is
Right.
converting into different forms, and finally it is showing you the same thing. Exactly in our life also, every single thing happens through a manifestation. Manifestation has, normally people says 4 buttons, but I'll say 5 buttons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so there is the formula is
Yeah.
EETBA. EETBA. So when these 5 things are aligned, you literally can attract everything in a fast forward manner. The first thing is your energy. Your energy is everything because you cannot be in a mud and think about my leg will be clean, right?
Yes.
So the same thing with,
Yes.
you cannot be in the negative energy, low energy, and you cannot expect a high energy
Attraction.
results in your life,
Yeah.
attraction. So your energy should be always high. This is a
Right.
basic foundation of
Right.
any manifestation work to work. The
Right.
second most important pillar is the emotion, because the science says is when
Thank
these
you.
all things are
Yeah.
aligned, when
Yeah.
these all 5 things are aligned, automatically you become a magnet of your life, magnet of the results, whatever is there. The people who are saying it, manifestation is a lot of things, whatever is there, that means they are either doing one of the things, not doing in their
But
life,
not doing all of it.
not
Yes.
not doing all of it. The second thing is the
Yes.
emotion. As I said, your feeling is most important thing. 90% of the people, what I saw even with me, first two
Same.
E's are missing. Energy is missing, emotion is missing. If these two are missing, how well you do the affirmations, how well you
Vision board.
change your belief system, vision board doesn't work, because these two are the main important. The third important thing is your thinking, your thoughts. Whatever you're thinking on a day-to-day basis, they are the seeds for every goal to unfold in your life, every result to unfold. The thought played for multiple times in your the next button, I call it as a belief system.
Belief.
Yes. So these four things are important. But a lot of people, whoever is doing right now, because manifestation in the secret and all that books, whatever people are learning, they are not understood the complete formula. They are just following a half of the formula, one part of the formula, and they think that everything works. And the biggest missing piece, people thinks that I just feel, I just do everything, I don't take any
Wishful
action, everything
thinking. Why
happens.
is it not coming to
Yeah.
me?
Yes. But the biggest thing, when these four are aligned, your intuition power goes high. When your intuition power goes high, you take inspired actions based on the intuitions you get it. This is the
Yes.
biggest missing piece. People force the
Yes.
actions, people force to taking action, because that is not through your intuition. When your energy is high, when your emotions are positive towards, truly
Yeah.
you can feel from that emotion comes from
Yes.
your heart, and your
Yes.
thoughts, you can change it. Thoughts can be changed, thoughts
Right.
can be reprogrammed, and beliefs can be reprogrammed, but this
100%.
energy and emotions has to become, you need to train to feel that. When these four things are there, by default you become, because as you also heard that we are the god, universe is within us.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
universe is within us, every creation is within you. What does it mean?
100%.
Every answer, what you're going to create in your life is within you. Right now, because these four buttons are missing, you are not in a creation mode. You are in a,
Survival mode.
yeah, survival mode. You're not in a creation mode. When you are in a creation mode, you're inspired, your intuition goes high. Based on the intuition, if you take inspired action, that is where you become a magnet of your life. So this is what is the, I
Oh,
think I
I
can
love
say,
this.
yeah, this is the profound. Most
This
of the
is one of the
times,
most
people,
succinct and most beautiful explanation I've heard with manifestation, because it is true, all of this, but
yeah,
you put it so well.
yeah,
Because most of us are either hustling, forcing, controlling,
yeah,
taking action and burning out, or we're just not paying, we're just so overly emotional and healing the whole time healing, or we're not looking at the beliefs and the mindset that comes
yeah,
with it, or we're just meditating, like you said, I'm meditating
yeah,
and I'm doing 5 different meditations in a day, and I'm exhausted
yeah,
doing meditations because I wake up so early. But
yes,
yet I'm showing up so exhausted and tired to life, which
exactly,
in my world I call it spiritual bypassing. It's like, if any of these activities is causing you more hurt, more pain, more tired, more exhaustion, then don't do it.
then
Do
don't do it.
what good
Exactly,
feels. Do what feels in alignment. Do what feels right. After
exactly,
meditation or after any of these activities, you should feel more expansive. You should feel like power.
exactly,
You should feel energy. You should have all these inspiration and downloads showing up, and you're just energetically lit. Otherwise, you're
exactly,
just doing all
100%.
the things and nothing is working.
So basically, yeah, as you rightly said, when you these four are aligned, right? If you can literally feel alignment, where your mind, your body, and your heart and your soul are very aligned. When these four are playing at the same time, the intuition power is nothing but a gut feeling. Everyone
Yes,
has a gut
yes,
feeling when you start
yes,
something. Because
yes.
I'm telling you, the moment I started understanding the secret,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single decision I take some of the crazy decisions. People think that you are pagal hai. You are so
Well,
crazy of a
you
man
and me both.
that, yeah. So so but
Sometimes you
what
gotta do
for me is,
it.
yeah, for me what it is, the I because the more I went against as a starting of my stage, I only used to focus on reading the affirmations, vision board, taking the inspired
Same.
action. But that, yeah, I used to do a lot of hard work putting on action. I know that it is not wrong, but there is a
Right,
beautiful way of doing it. Right now,
right.
I only take action when I feel like taking action.
Yes,
It should come from deep within. I used to be
yes.
a like a super perfect guy, like, every day you need to
Same.
work on 10 hours, you need to work on 8 hours. But right now, what I feel is what exactly I'm feeling in that action right now.
Yes,
For example, right now, to do this, even this interview, you can feel
yeah.
that energy, whatever I feel, right? I
Yes,
love
yes, yes.
doing it. I started
Yeah,
channeling my energy where I truly enjoy, even every single activity which I do.
yes.
because people wants to become a successful and do the energy is wrong. For example,
Yes.
you as a coach, I have multiple
Yeah.
roles to play in my business. If
Yes.
I channel, even though I do a manifestation,
Mm.
some tasks as a person, whatever alignment I get, I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah.
enjoyment is missing, the energy, how that pure energy doesn't come. That's where you keep sabotaging yourself, not take actions and all of them. So that alignment is very important. And that's
Yes.
where when I said energy and emotion has to be pure from heart, that is
Yes.
where your clarity of your life also comes. That is why
Yes.
that is what I said, right? When you have that sole purpose, that purpose should be, these two things should be must. Then how much ever time you're spending, your energy will be always pure, your energy will be always high. So that is where you
Yes.
produce the maximum results, and that is where the survival,
Right.
sabotaging, and the resistance what comes into taking action won't happen. So
Yes.
that is what exactly I say it. So energy, emotion, thoughts, beliefs, and inspired action. I don't even say it's action,
I like
because action
inspired
is,
actions. That's what
yeah,
I say. Because if it's not inspired,
yeah,
it's not in alignment, we're just
it
taking
doesn't
actions.
it doesn't
Yeah.
exactly. So even it takes time, let it come from the inspiration, not from the desperation. So
That,
this is
yeah.
what I stopped doing. Anything, if it is not going my way, I try. The moment I catch hold of this, I take a break. I take a pause there to understand what is
Yes.
going wrong, what is
Right.
within me, which is actually creating it. Because every single
Yeah.
desperation action is also your own attraction.
Yes.
This is what I
Yes.
found. Because the more your desperation you are putting somewhere in your past, you are not worthy enough with yourself. That is why you want
Yes.
to the desperation
Prove.
comes only to prove someone else,
Prove.
not to prove yourself. Because when
Yes.
you feel worthy with yourself, there is nothing proving in this world. You can do
Yes.
the same work, and even it takes 10 years, it doesn't matter.
Right, 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 right. Because
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
proving is a wounded yang energy, which is just
yeah,
needing to
exactly.
be significant on the outside, and wounded yin
Yeah,
that I need this approval and I'm going to do, but then we end up feeling depleted. I
yes.
love what you just said. I had a couple thoughts, but I lost them when you were so in flow. I'm like, oh, this is so good. But
Yes.
one of the things that was coming to my mind when you were saying inspired action. So a lot of people, when they first start this journey, right? All of this is not happening. It took me years of
Yeah,
work to get to this place where I'm like, okay, instead of being desperate, I need to take a pause and take, because I used to be very wired, anxious, and fearful, and needing to prove and doing all the things. I feel like, oh, what you said that came to me was, you're like, if we just take actions, and if it's not inspired, and if it comes from desperation, proving, yes. But the second is that I've also learned that it ends up coming with a lesson, and
yeah,
that lesson ends up being very
exactly.
painful. Otherwise, when it's
Yeah,
inspired, it's like universe is like, I want to give you all this and more, and just trust. And that was one of
yeah,
my hardest lessons. Like, I just need to surrender
yes.
this control and this desperation, the how, and micromanaging the universe, and just let go and get in my theta gamma chill mode. And then the
Yeah,
ideas come and take actions from that space,
yeah,
which are like, oh, this feels so easy. Like, how is this supposed to be so easy? Because I was used to making life so hard. And now I'm like,
yeah.
wow, this is so easy. Wow. But so tell me, what are some of the things you did to get to that place? Because emotions and energy is number one, right? Most people
Yeah,
don't work on emotions and energy. We work on all this other stuff, or we're working
yeah,
on emotions and energy, but there's just so much
yeah,
data to clear. So tell me tools and things that you use to clear all that data.
yeah. So before even, I think this was the biggest point. So the biggest shift. I even previously I used to think that thoughts, beliefs, actions is most important. The feelings was also there, but lately what I found out is energy is a foundation for everything. Because there is two things. If you really want to protect yourself, protect your energy, because the creation happens when you are in a pure energy, when you are in a high energy. This is the
Yeah.
first point. The second point, the which you, before even you thinking about it, is a clarity of what exactly you need in your life. Your exact clarity, what is my top five things, or a top four things, or top three things, and channel your energy only on those top three things, and delete every single energy. Right now the problem is, when people says manifestation, you write goals every, I'm not saying that it's a problem of creating a 20 different goals in a 20 different angles, but when you have a focused energy on these three aspects, right now this is how my clarification happened that I had a lot of borrowed goals that because they are
Values.
doing, I want
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
they are
goals. Yeah.
having this and I wanted to have it. So the moment I checked down every single thing, and I got a clarity that what exactly truly I need, and what exactly truly the life I want to live. And then I prioritized every single energy expenditure what happens in my day to day life only on that. So just to give you example, that earlier I want to do multiple things. My energy used to go here and there. But right now, my top 3 or 4 priorities are myself, because that was my highest priority right now. That every single day I need to align my all my energies, like physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and then focus on doing the rituals which makes me as a default state. Okay. The second important thing is my family. This is my second important priority of my life. The third important priority is the serving, and fourth priority is the traveling. So every single thing, whatever I do in my business, my decisions, my energy focus, every single day, morning to evening, my 90% of energy goes to this: either nourishing myself, either improving, learning some skill, and connecting deeply with myself, entertaining some kind of entertainment, spending time with my family, with my kids. This is my highest priority. And then serving into, because if you see most of the people's life, the biggest problem is 90% of their life is distracted and they're wasting the energy, which are not their top priorities of their life, which I was the one which I was doing it. I want every single
Same.
thing in the world to be that. But the moment I removed all my distractions where the energy is leaking. It doesn't matter how much time I put. I truly enjoy every moment by moment. So out
Same.
of this, so as I told you previously, we had a discussion that understanding my low moments and
Learning
consoling
from
my
them.
lowest moments is
Yeah.
part of taking care of myself. It is never a waste of time. Earlier I used to think that why do I am wasting a time just consoling myself? I wasted today whole day. I did not do it. I did only one task. I used to
Yeah.
be very hard on myself, but today I embrace those moments. And some of the
Wow.
people may think that whatever, it's always like a hustle, 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 because hustle, hustle, hustle will, if my
Bring
energy
you
is not,
money, it
as I
won't
told
bring
you, it
you
is not aligned.
fulfillment.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
More than anything, see, money is a byproduct of the energy where you are focusing on. And the moment, at the end of the day, money will never, what I'm saying is, it's not about the money. It is about how do you feel in every single activity, what do you do? If that
I don't even think we
emotion,
give
that
ourselves
default
that
emotion,
pause. I don't even
yeah,
think, like, when we
exactly.
start this journey or somewhere along the line till it gets really bad, I had
Exactly.
to learn that the hard way. I don't even think I gave myself a pause to be like, how am I feeling? Why am I not
Exactly.
resting? I have a migraine. I still need to go to a client and serve.
Yes.
But why do I have a migraine? Clearly, there is something wrong in my nervous system, right? Like
Because we stopped living for ourselves. We started living for conditions what
others.
we society has created, our parents are created, our siblings or our friends are created. We are living life for them. If you
Yeah.
truly see the way we treat ourselves can change,
Yes.
I think that was the greatest gift you can give it to yourself, because everything changes, because
100%.
everything starts with your energy.
Yes.
When you support you unconditionally, when you give that love unconditionally, the inner creation process multiplies by 100 times. You don't need to
Yes.
work 10 hours to create the same impactful work. You can create it in 1 hour.
Yes. Yes. That
So this is
most
what
of the
I
time it's like
understood.
something takes 45 minutes, but we take 4 hours to complete it because there is all this mental
Yeah,
headspace that emotions and the energy is
exactly.
taking up from what is borrowed and not truly our own. And it's not intuitive and it's not
Yes, because
present. You're not in the present moment. You're
exactly.
just in the future or in the past.
Yeah, exactly. So as you tell you, most of the times we are not even aware our minds, our thoughts, and our emotions are actually taking overtake us, but we are not in a control of them. So when you are actually unconditionally accept yourself, no
Yes.
more emotions can take over you. You are observing them and you know exactly what to take a decision. This is the point number one. Point number two, why do I started feeling that the work used to happen? Because my energy is pure, my energy is high. When your energy is high, even the whoever is watching this, you can think about your college days, your when you are a child, when your energy is high, You never used to feel tired in doing any activity.
Yeah. My son, like,
You never
he's
used to hate.
so much energy throughout the
Yeah,
day, 7 year old. And
yeah.
I'm
So you
like,
never see, because kids has that high energy because they love every bit of whatever they do. But as
yes.
adults, we are missing it. And this was the biggest missing piece I saw with myself when I was working on it. The moment I understood that, the moment I learned this from our mentor, for
Yeah.
me, that was the biggest win of my life. And even
Yes.
today, I
Same.
embrace every single portion of me I disowned because of, in the name of positivity, you should not do this. I started embracing that version of me
Yes.
because
Yes.
I started watching movies. I started wasting time. I started going through the reels. It doesn't bother me
Yeah.
anymore because that
Yeah.
is what inspired action, which my soul wants to do that per point of time.
Damn.
It's
Yeah.
not that every single moment you want to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you can channel that energy, then creation becomes very easy. Then,
Right.
because thinking process can be changed, your energy is in your control, your emotions,
Yes.
you know exactly what emotions you want to bring it on. And the rest of the process becomes very easy.
100%. So tell me,
Yeah.
as we and I could keep talking to you for hours on,
Yeah.
but as we close this for today, tell me what are some of the what are your daily routines that when you first started your journey? Because I know that you've evolved with time, and one of the things that I've learned in my own journey, it's like when I
Yeah.
first started, affirmations used to work for me, right? But then when I expanded my consciousness, it's like they would slow me down if that's all I focused on, right? So now I have to do
Hmm.
all this holistic, all these other tools that I learned along the way and things that I do as a part of my routine, like just mental and spiritual hygiene that must happen, just like cleansing
Yeah.
everything else in our body and our mind, right? What are some of your daily routine techniques that you do, given where you are now? Because they heard about where you
Yeah.
are now versus where you were. So I want to know, like, what are some of the things that are like absolutely hard nose? Like it's a non-negotiable. You do it because without it, you are just not showing up as your highest self.
So as I told you, I make sure that all my core energies are taken care every day. So the
Yeah.
first thing I do is a gratitude. I start my day with a gratitude, and I also have a heart and mind coherence, 3 minutes meditation, which I connect with myself. And non-negotiable are chakra balancing every single day is a non-negotiable because that
Yeah.
makes my energy high at the start of the day.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
second important thing is I do qigong routine, which is for my mind reconnection. Basically, I do body shaking and then body tapping, and then I do the healing as part of my ritual. So these are the non-negotiables. And apart from that, I fast forward my manifestation work, like looking at the vision board becomes a part of my life. And then most of the times affirmations will go as a recorded because I've recorded with my own voice and then I listen as many times. But one thing what I truly shifted for me is I don't make anything in a desperation. 90% of the time, the biggest problem happens with the most of the people is even they are desperate to follow this routine. The moment you put a desperation, again you get a negative energy. For
Misalignment.
few days, as we are humans, some days it is truly not possible
Yes.
to do it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I accept that version of myself. I don't self sabotage it. I don't overthink it. I don't give my energy to waste that why I have not done. Rather than I
Yes.
accept myself exactly the way I am.
That
And I keep,
the opposite of
yeah.
spiritual
And then apart,
bypass.
yes, and apart from that, most of my affirmations have like every single situation. I always focus on what exactly my outcome of things I need, and I chant Ho'oponopono most of the times. By default, it comes as the
Same. Yeah.
healing thing. Apart from that, I have 15 to 20 minutes of a workout routine daily, and then I make sure that my food I have a good amount of balanced diet in my things, and then having a good relationship, giving a hugs, kisses,
Lots
saying
of
love you to
love.
my yeah,
Yes.
lots of love spreading. And one default apart from that, one default thing I do is I randomly help people. I don't even expect anything. Every single day I get 2 to 3 messages from different sources. I don't expect they are known, they are unknown, it doesn't matter for me. For me is what
After
is
this
I
episode,
made.
expect that to go up.
Yes, I made a rule that it doesn't matter what happens. I am successful as long as if I'm impacting one person a day.
A day.
Whatever happens around that, is
Yeah.
unconditionally. Sometimes I spend half an hour, 45 minutes, and we always think that you should protect the energy. For me, is the more I give, the more I get.
The more I
This is
get.
what a
Yeah.
principle I
I love that.
focus. And second thing which I truly changed is a become a selfless service person.
Mm,
When you would give something selflessly, universe will pour selflessly. Every single thing as will be taken care. You never been there. And apart from that, sometimes even you do everything, some things doesn't move in your life.
mm,
So that
mm,
time I do a surrender practice. I have a powerful surrender ritual.
mm.
I get solution within 24 hours. I get a
That is
solution
awesome.
and God is taken care. So,
Yes.
and I always go with my intuition. Even in practicing
Mm, mm,
my rituals, if I
mm.
intuitively want to do it, I'll do it. I don't
That,
force even my rituals. Because what I
yes.
strongly understood is energy everywhere has to be pure.
Mm, I love that.
Not, you cannot force. The moment you say desperation in your actions to get a certain kind of a result, then
Mm-hmm.
automatically, even though it is work you are doing towards your manifestation, but the source of energy is a desperation source. It is a negative energy. That work
Mm,
doesn't have any sense of what I can say in the terms of manifestation,
mm.
because it has to come from that positive emotion. And the last but not the least is every single process I do with a complete detachment of the result. I don't focus on, for example, a lot of people saying, okay, I'm doing affirmations, I'm doing all this work, but nothing is happening in my results.
That,
But I never link with it, because what I understood is anything you want to make your life in autopilot mode, it has to be way of life. So we
mm-hmm.
don't eat the food just because what will the food will happen. We don't go and
Mm,
check every single day what is happening, whether I'm
mm,
making this or not. For
mm,
example, every
mm,
single
mm.
day brushing your teeth, you don't check whether which teeth is, because it's a way of life. It doesn't matter what happens. You do
Yes.
these routines and rituals because part of a life. And manifestation is a byproduct of the rituals which you follow. When
That,
you know this, rituals is the way of life, make this rituals as a way of life, then let universe give whatever it wants to unfold you in whichever time you want it. Why do you
yes.
unnecessarily put a attachment that only when I do this I get this? Because
Yes.
that again creates, you are conditioning your
Resistance.
manifestation.
Yes.
Conditional manifestation will never work, because that's a negative energy again.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
So
so
this is
good.
what I understood, and
Yeah.
truly accept every bit and piece of yourself.
Yeah.
Don't disown it. It has to happen in taking action and accepting exactly the way you are,
Mm.
every part of you. Because
Yes.
when you truly become that person, you become a magnet of manifestation.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my God, this
Yeah,
is so beautiful. I love that you brought all this together at the end. So, so, so good. I truly couldn't agree with you more, because this is what I've seen in my own journey. It's like
yeah,
we don't do stuff to get stuff. If we do stuff to get stuff,
yeah,
then it's not as pure as, as because everything is energy. And even though we are like,
exactly.
universe is not looking, universe is within you. Universe
Yeah,
is looking.
exactly.
So not fake it
Yeah,
till you make it, but like actually become it, feel it, be it till you manifest it. Manifestation, like you said, is just a
exactly.
byproduct, but
Yeah,
actually living, actually believing, actually doing from this place of pure presence, and
yeah,
really this heart brain coherence versus, oh, I need to have this, I need to get this, I want this, and then I will feel, like you said, like just
yeah,
accepting those parts of us, healing those parts of us, loving those parts of us that are, desperate, impatient, failing. And when
yes,
we truly detach is when, boom, things happen, and it is so
exactly.
powerful.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time. This was so good. I truly can't wait to have you back someday. I know I'm putting it out there and detaching that you will say yes to the part two of this.
Yes, definitely. We'll definitely do it.
Thank you for this.
I truly enjoyed Gunjani. I think every single time when I share like this, I
Yeah.
think my energy goes high like crazy. So I could
Oh,
literally
thank
feel
you.
that energy. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for bringing me to the podcast. And
Yes.
hope this will help everyone to how they can
Yes.
fast forward their life. And
Yes.
I can only tell you one thing. I truly want to tell to every single audience is everyone has a limitless potential. Don't
Oh,
just stop
yes.
because of one failure, because of one person has told you something, because
Mm,
some kind of a challenge happened in your life. Don't give up on yourself because every human came here for a purpose. Let's do the purpose with a full heart, with a full energy,
yes.
and let universe or let's unfold whatever the world is ready to unfold to you. And there is
Yeah.
one powerful thing which I wanted to end today's podcast with you is this. I do it every single time because people, a lot of suffering is happening, and lot of people are, how much ever this work is already there, people still think that why these things are happening in my life, why should go through this situation in my life. I want to tell you only one thing which has been completely changed the way I think about a problem. The god or a universe never give a problem which you cannot solve in your life.
Mm,
So what
agree.
does it mean is every problem is solvable. That's why you are the person is chosen for that problem. If you can just trust this, there is no suffering because you know that this problem, this time shall pass and you will overcome that. So focus on
100%.
inspiration, focus on a creation side. I think every single thing will automatically taken care because inspiration and creation comes with evolution, not with just overthinking and self-sabotaging yourself. So that's what I wanted
100%.
to end with. And
Wow. So profound.
let's together make that limitless people, limitless life, because everyone, I wish everyone should live with that limitless potential. And let's
Yeah.
create and make this world as a beautiful world of a creation
Place.
rather
Yes.
than pulling ourselves
Survival.
down, rather than pulling ourselves down. Because the biggest problem is not that what other people are doing damage to you. The biggest damage you are doing for yourself, who is the one who is
Yeah.
doing, is you. If you
Yeah.
can stop that, 90% of your 100% of attraction happening because of the way you're treating for yourself. The
Yes.
moment
Yes.
you can do that to you, no one in this world can actually trouble you because everything is automatically gone.
I'm
So
just gonna pause
that's what I
there.
wanted to end
That
with.
was so good.
Yes.
That took me a long time to get.
Yeah.
Long time, lot of mentors and a lot of healing and a
Yes.
lot of clearing.
Exactly.
100%, 100%. Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank you
much.
so much, Gunjani. And it's
So
a
as
truly
we end
pleasure
this,
for me
please
to
tell
have.
people where they can find you because you had so many awesome nuggets, you have so many programs, you have so much going
Yes.
on, you're everywhere. So please tell people where to find you.
So in my Instagram, they can find me as a Heal with Arvind. And if they want to attend any of the programs, so they can land up in habbit.com, habbit.com, or they can also connect with me if they want to attend my 3 days healing boot camp, which I do, where I do this 4D healing along with every area of the life. So they can connect with me, that Coach Arvind, which is CoachArvind.in /heal free, HEAL free, where they can be part of the program and experience the healing. And my only and only the vision and mission for this life is people have a lot of knowledge, but implementation is the biggest problem of the current worlds because knowledge
100%.
is overloaded, implementation is very small. And I want to make that implementation effortless. That is what
Yes.
in a I have created two clubs. Health club, which happens every day for 20 to 25 minutes. It happens in morning and evening. And I created a healing club because a part of our life. Because every single day, the biggest problem for us is we are attracting a lot of negative energy. You should heal before going to the sleep. That is where I
100%.
wanted to make healing part of a life because manifestation happens effortlessly when healing part of your life.
100%. They go hand in hand, and
So
most
this
of
is
us
what
just keep
I
manifesting
understood.
or keep
Yeah,
healing, and there is no connection, which is where we find ourselves in
exactly.
misalignment. Yeah. Thank
Exactly.
you for
So that
sharing
is
that.
what
I will
I've,
put all the
yeah,
links for
yeah,
Dr. Arvind in the comment box. Please like this episode if this resonated with you. So it helps me bring
Yeah.
more people like him, more experts like him, more guests that are going to add value to your life. And I want you to learn. I want you to almost watch this episode all over again and watch
Yeah.
from the nuggets, the beautiful gold nuggets that he dropped. And I just want you to really see the person he's become from who he used to be.
Yeah.
And I really very much relate and resonate with your journey because I've been through similar things. And, it's just we keep working on ourselves and we keep growing. And it is so beautiful. It's like become this person to attract
Yeah.
magnetically everything that you want in your
Exactly.
life and invest in yourself. You matter. Your goals matter, your clarity matters, your how you show up to life matters. And we're
Life
here to hold
matters.
your hand through
Exactly.
that. So go back and watch this and make notes. And I will, add all the links for him in the comment box. So let us know what your biggest, I want to know from all of you that are watching, one biggest breakthrough that you had, one biggest realization that you had in the comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Dr. Arvind, for being here and
Thank you. Thank you so
enlightening
much.
our guests. I truly appreciate your presence. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. So